different decisions here and there, and they come at at different times in your life, critical moments, some that's not so serious. But I think that the cynical things would have been alleviated,
Yeah.
and it's hindsight now, but at the same time, it's things to think about because those experiences that you draw from that helps you, and myself now help a bunch of younger guys, who don't understand, the value of, sometimes doing the right thing.
And that's invaluable, I think, for guys who really trying to make a name for themselves, especially as a free agent. I mean, you gotta grind. You gotta go through special teams. You gotta go, and then just about life choices in general. Who you hanging with. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's who you hanging with is the ones who getting you in trouble. So, but I think having guys who've been there, done that, there's nothing that you can tell us that we haven't been through as players. And I think having that near them and knowing their experiences, that's invaluable. That's golden. That's resource that you can have. Like, this guy reached the pinnacle, but he had some adversity along the way.
Yeah, Arthur Blank used to always tell me, "You are what you eat."
Yep.
Yeah. So now I look. So I can see a group of kids and I see a guy, he got a problem looking at them saying, "You are what you eat, young man."
Yeah.
And I like the way it rolls off now. It's just so natural, man. I can feed it to him and it's receptive.
And he says it with conviction because he's been there.
Yeah.
And that's as a player, if I'm a free agent, I need that feedback. I want that feedback. Hearing it from Coach Childress, he's the coach. But you look at Coach, you think Coach, oh, well, you got it made, Coach. But they love you. It's like, But coming from a player who's kind of went through his trials and tribulation, that's real.
You've seen it firsthand because you coached with Michael last fall. What was your experience of watching players work with a player in a position of power on the coaching side?
Particularly with the younger quarterbacks and really with Alex as well. You can learn as much at the back of the line, standing listening to somebody, as you can taking a rep. And what I saw was guys light up when Mike spoke. He took it all in. He knows the offense. He knows where eyes are supposed to be to lead somebody somewhere. So he was keen on some of the small details, and he was able to get to those guys and be able to speak to them. And like I said before, when E.F. Hutton talks, everybody kind of gets silent. Mike didn't have much to say, but when he did talk, it was point on.
I like this question. Are there any players in particular that you guys are looking at that we should keep an eye out for?
I don't really want to show my hand right now.
I was like, no, that's weird. That's funny. This question came from @Steve Spurrier, so that's an interesting.
He wants intel. He wants intel.
Right. I've heard you answer this question. Coach, it said, any main reason, it says, we're so glad you're coming back. Any main reason why you thought this was the time?
Well, first of all, as Hines said, this is a hotbed of football. There are athletes on top of athletes on top of athletes. I was telling Hines a story about me coming from the University of Wisconsin. I actually came to his high school to try to recruit him and found out I really didn't have a chance. He was going to go to the University of Georgia. There's no dome there. But I just think this place is a hotbed, and then to be able to put it together from the ground floor, from the bottom up, there's no greater enjoyment you have than watching guys succeed. Whether they're a little bit below the line, whether they're just starting down the road of professional football, or whether they're looking for a second chance. And just to be able to see guys, to be able to push them forward, push them on, there's not a greater satisfaction in the world than that.
We got maybe just one or two more questions. No, I'm trying to avoid Dancing with the Stars questions. This is like,
they love you for that, though.
I can't go to Kroger. I can't go nowhere without talking about Dancing with the Stars.
And that's a nice trophy, too,
Listen, the thing I get down when I go out, I get challenged. Just remember, like break dance, and everybody look. That's what happens when I walk in. They want a piece of it. They want a piece of the mirror ball. Listen, I'm retired. I don't dance anymore.
In the event that we have ratings issues, I think Hines would be on the side. Hey, when in doubt, dance.
When in doubt, dance.
This is a good question, Michael. Which one of your past coaches do you hope to emulate when you're coaching the AAF, the Alliance Atlanta offense?
It's probably pretty obvious. Andy Reid. Andy's a very smart, innovative man. He pays attention to detail. He coaches guys, and he can take advantage of the things that you don't do well, if that makes sense. So if you're a guy who, you don't see the field to the left well, he'll keep everything to the right in front of you. And sometimes it can be that simple, but I've talked to him on many occasions and found out why guys were as good as they were. And include myself, the flaws that I have, he take the flaws away and it's only bright spots. So I think that's a special intangible to have as a coach, and everybody might not have it. I might not have it. But I think, just the recipe to success for a player is really getting to know that player, and I think he takes time to get to know 53 guys and what they do well, because he can tell you everything about them.
Coach, if Atlanta's going to be excited about one thing, I think it's going to be the type of offense that you guys are going to put together. Do you want to give any hints as to what your thoughts are around your type of offense?
Well, I haven't gotten the playing rules quite yet. Are we spreading them from sideline to sideline? Yeah, we've grown since the Bill Walsh days. Yes. That's the inception. Yes. But Coach Reed put a different stamp on, Coach Gruden put a different stamp on it, all the West Coast guys. But it's going to be wide open, and I think everything is usually driven around the quarterback, and you got to have 5 guys to protect him, and then quarterback's got to have people to be able to give it to. So I'd say wide open offense, and let's chuck it down the field. I sent a picture of Mike and I to Coach Reed last night, and his Monday Night Football past 6 solid X divide. He goes, "Let's go deep." He goes, "Now that's something I can get fired up."
They won't score. They want points. Fans want to see the scoreboard lit up.
And you don't have to worry about Troy being free roving in the backfield doing everyone.
Thank God. Thank God.
Well, guys, thank you, and thank you for hosting us.
Thanks so much.
Really
it's great to be here, man. It's great. I'm excited about this football league. It's going to be right here on CBS 46 in Atlanta, CBS around the country, so we're excited.
Yeah, Saturday after the Super Bowl, February 9th on CBS. After CBS has the Super Bowl the weekend before, right here in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, that's right.
Yeah.
We'll all be there.
Thank you very much.